All right, what's going on? It's Bobby Skinner doing a film breakdown on UNC quarterback Drake Maye. A lot to go through. You know, I went through 5 full games of film for this breakdown, have 70 plays that I had to choose from to use. We're going to start it off with just some big time vertical throws, not his best throws, but I'm really in love with this guy as a prospect. I think any team that drafts him should be excited because I think he's truly going to be a stud, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL from his processing, from his, ability to create, the accuracy. Now there is misses that we're going to go through and the athletic ability. So let's get into all of it. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I have a JJ McCarthy breakdown out on this channel. We have other breakdowns on another channel. So let's get into it. First play. So these throws are just vertical throws. They're not his best throws. They're not even all perfect. But it's just kind of, let's start it off with some of these vertical throws because we're trying to push the ball downfield on the outsides. Let's go through it. So first play, we're throwing the ball. This is 4th down, too. This is a 4th down and 6 versus Clemson. And we put a dime on Walker. So simple read, right? We're reading this safety. We're reading this linebacker. When this safety works to the left side of the field, we know we've got it. We're going to step up, and we're going to put that ball perfectly on him. Nice glare. But we read that safety. We read this linebacker. We've got ourselves a lane to throw through. And bam. I mean, that's just perfect. Any less on that, and that ball probably gets broken up and you got a turnover on downs. But you just get a beautiful throw and set yourself up at the 1-yard line. Like these next 2 throws are good throws. They're not perfect. But if he throws, these throws on that one, they could very well be incompletions. So again, we're throwing vertically on the outside. We've got all this action out here, right? All this action out here is simply versus this shell defense to get all the action out here, right? To get all the action out here and get this one-on-one down here at the bottom. And that's exactly what it does, right? Our eyes go there. All the action of this play is going there. And what does it do? It moves this safety. It helps us create an explosive play against a defensive front that doesn't tell you that the explosive play is there. We turn our feet. We point. And we get that ball out there. He does have to slow down a little bit, but it's still a really good throw. Again, our eyes are there. We turn back. We don't got to see. We throw. Again, not the most perfect ball. Good job by 9 making a play on that. Big play UNC. Here again versus Duke. Throwing the ball up at the top of the screen. We win vertically. This safety's the read, like that first play versus Clemson. We keep our eyes on him. We make sure he's not bailing to this side of the field. And we trust our guy. We trust our guy that he's going to win leverage and get there. We're throwing the ball now with good anticipation. Again, not the most perfect throw, but gives your guy a chance. We slide in the pocket. Again, not the most perfect throw, but you give your guy a shot. He goes and makes a play. Here, you're just going to get a dime throw at the bottom of the screen. I mean, perfect. We talked about those other 2 weren't perfect. This is perfect. Yeah, and they've got these 2 safeties high. I mean, they're playing down pretty low towards the Mendoza line, but still in that structure. The safety is staying here. Guess what? That leaves us all this grass here. That's where we're going. And we put this perfectly in stride. We know where the rush is coming from. We point our feet. I mean, that's on him. That's on him. Perfect right there. Here we're going to throw a slot fade on this juke and hide throw. This is a concept that a lot of NFL teams run. And the read on this is if you get man coverage, throw the slot fade. That's exactly what you get, right? You get man on this hitch. You get man on this juke route. So this is the throw we're going to make. And I mean, there's no separation, nothing, and we put this ball perfectly on him. I mean, that's perfectly on him. Literally only your guy can go up there, make a play, use his big body, and bam. I mean, we've got no separation, but that's the read. You get man coverage, you give your guy a shot. Here we're going to throw the slot fade versus South Carolina. Now this guy's open, so it's a little bit of an easier throw. But hey, we've got everyone in here. We've got 2 for 2 out here, right? 2 on 2. This safety's down here down here. So we are simply just making sure that this corner doesn't bail. They're sending pressure, right? We know pressure's coming. Off this play action, we see this pressure working inside. We reset, and we've got it. I mean, they're sending heat on this. The other view of that throw is bad. Here again versus Clemson. Same exact thing, right? Play action. We've got 2 for 2 down here. We're sucking this all up. We're keeping this safety here. He's not making that play anyways. We know we've got the throw. We don't care. He's bailing. We've got the throw. Throw to outside leverage. And just drops it, right? Receiver drops it. But that's a great throw. All right, we've got all this at the line. I mean, right over the shoulder, and 9 drops it. Here versus Georgia Tech. This is over the middle of the field. We've got a 3 for 2 right here, right? We've got a 3 for 2 with the safety. Or I guess 4 for 3 when you include the tight end and this linebacker. So, who are we reading? This player is playing with inside leverage. He's playing with outside leverage. Play the safety. Right? Play the safety. Where's this safety going? They're sending pressure at us. Where's this safety going? This safety opens his hips, takes this off. That means we have all this area of the field right here. And then pull the trigger on it. They're sending pressure from the left side. We move in the pocket to get ourselves an extra half a second if that pressure gets there. Which guess what? It does. Right? This blitz comes off. If we just sat here, we're getting hit while we throw. Instead, we throw with good anticipation and just a perfect throw over the middle. So just kind of like basic read type of stuff where he makes big plays. So we're going to get into some creation plays, some of the highlight stuff. And there's highlights on this part. But this part I want to talk about how he deals with pressure, how he maneuvers in the pocket, sees blitzes, and then processes. This is the type of stuff that, like, okay, this translates, right? This guy gets it. He sees the field. He understands where the blitz is coming from. He knows how to avoid it, which is stuff that's not always the easiest thing to teach. So let's get into it. This first play here versus Duke, right? How does he work the pocket? They're sending 5. They got pressure coming off the corner. We're going to end up throwing this ball right here. Right, ends up being a drop. It should have been a strike for a touchdown. So Duke sends pressure, right? You get a matchup with the tight end. We want to get this throw, right? But this safety is closing in on this. This safety is closing in on this, but we've got pressure. We can't just sit here in the pocket and take this hit and try and make this throw. So we step up in the pocket, right? Step up in the pocket. Eyes never leave from downfield. No panic, right? He's not just running, looking to scramble. Reset our feet. And this safety has committed. And let's put a strike. I mean, you'll see it from the other angle. It looks so much better. Ends up being dropped, but this should have been like a SportsCenter top 10 play touchdown. bam. I mean, look at the velocity on that. I mean, that's perfect. That should be 6, and he doesn't able to pick it up. Here versus Clemson, right? We're going to get pressure from here. We're going to get a blitz over here. We're going to throw the ball to this player. Right, as you see him move away from that pressure. Complete the throw. Has the arm strength, touchdown. Right? This is a 3-level read. So we have this player coming from the backside. 1, 2, 3. Right? We're reading from high to low. This safety plays deep. We're not throwing this. Right? That's your first read, but we're not throwing that. But because this corner also bails, and these two players take the underneath, well, guess what? That's going to leave this area open. And Drake Maye knows that. But what Drake Maye also knows is he's got this blitzer, right? And you don't see panic. You don't see him just take off and try and run and throw a crazy play, which we'll see some of that, right? Not panic, but taking off. Just buy yourself time, right? Slide in the pocket, buy yourself time. And this block ends up, this end is able to end up getting off this block. So now we got to throw off our back foot, right? And just great arm talent, matched with understanding the defense, matched with composure. I mean, that's what you want, right? Those are the plays that translate at the next level. Here versus Georgia Tech, this ends up being called back for a holding penalty. But we've got these two players here. We've got this player wide. We get a blitz, right? And we see it right away. We've got the blitz, right? And all these players match up here. You have these two safeties, right? So we're not throwing to either of these two guys. That's off the menu now. So your only option is this crosser, or this vertical. But we've got this corner blitz. So you'll see from the other angle that reset yourself in the pocket, buy yourself another half second, and just delivers a strike, right? We see this corner blitz, right? Our tackle doesn't until late. Now the tackle ends up holding, which takes this play off the board. But we see this, right? We see this just slide in the pocket, right? Instead of being dropped back right here where you're not going to be able to make this throw, keep your eyes downfield. Trust, hey, probably going to get a hit in the blind side, but just move this pocket and just a perfect ball. Great anticipation over that linebacker. Perfect placement. And he doesn't end up taking the hit, but he has no idea that his left tackle just horse-collared the blitzing corner. Here versus NC State. Going to get another corner blitz. Get back to this dagger. So we see this, right? This is what we see first. Now, you could throw this, right? But I don't understand what's going on here. He doesn't throw this, but we're going to get to the backside, right? Because we see this player go over the top. So I don't know if there's a communication issue whether it's this player was supposed to just run a slant and it's not there. I don't know, but there's some type of miscommunication. But we quickly see this, right? Okay, I've got this guy coming down the pipe unblocked. We got to make a quick read. We got a quick read on this dig. We got to make sure this player is not dropping back into this window. He's not. You throw it right over his hand, strike. He doesn't. There's got to be some type of miscommunication, but it's not there. All right, I've got this coming. Right, I can see this guy's shadow. Turn our shoulders, plant. We see this player is occupied with the tight end. Fire it in there while taking a big hit. Strike, chunk play versus NC State. Here versus South Carolina. 2nd down and 10. They've got to cover zero blitz coming. All right, you're going to see pump fakes. Why does he pump fake? Ends up throwing a ball up in the end zone for a touchdown. Not the perfect throw, but so we've got empty, right? We've got no back to help. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rushers, right? 6 rushers versus 5 blockers. So they're going to slide this protection to the left, right? A full slide, which means this player is coming free. And what we want to hit on this, because it's second down, because we got man coverage across the board, and this player's off, these players are off, we want to hit this, right? This is what we want to hit. But they switch this coverage, right? They switch this coverage. And so that's why you see Drake Maye from the other, you'll see it better from the other point of view. He pump fakes, right? Because this is not there anymore. But we're also having to slide in this pocket to the left because we've got this pressure coming. And now our left tackle got beat and we've got this in our face. So we pull it in. We're about to get hit. Let's throw a good ball on his back shoulder. Right? Corner's going to have his head turned because of his leverage. Right? So immediately from the snap, we know we've got this rusher coming free. Right? And we want to hit that slant underneath. We want to hit that slant underneath. They switch their coverage. All right, can't throw that, right? They almost baited me into an interception. But our left tackle doesn't do a great job on this block. So now I've got someone screaming off my backside and in my face. But I know my tight end's got leverage because of that switch coverage. And I'm going to let him go and make a play. Like, that's beautiful. That's gamesmanship. That's everything that you want to see that we're talking about. This all wrapped into the one. Whether it's understanding where the pressure's coming from, sliding away from it, keeping your eyes downfield, processing what the defense is throwing at you, and then also just having the arm talent and the creation to take that hit and make that throw. Like, that's sick shit right there. Here versus South Carolina again, we've got, this one's a little more simple, but we've got this pressure, we've got this smash concept, right? We have these two players. One of these two players is most likely blitzing. He blitzes, right? These guys drop out. We know we've got pressure coming. Just move in the pocket, hit this throw underneath. Simple. Nothing crazy, but good stuff. Right? See, we know he's coming. They send this blitz here. We're not going to trust our running back. Our left tackle gets his ass kicked. Good throw. Here versus NC State. We're going to run a snag concept, right? We're going to throw to the third part of this, right? This is who this play is drawn up for. But guess what? They're in man coverage. They cover it well. So, but that means we have this player with inside leverage, man coverage, we're throwing the corner. Right? The more difficult throw. Also, they're sending a blitz. But we put that ball nice outside the numbers. Right? Our guard gets beat inside. Let's slide this pocket to the left. Let's get ourselves some time. Beautiful ball. Big chunk play. Here, just a more simple one, right? NC State has this safety over on the Mendoza line, over the corner. He's coming, all right? Or at least he's going to show that he's coming, right? So one of these corners is coming where these safeties are lined up. It's both. It's both. So now we've got 4 for 4, man coverage. Don't really have a great outlet on this because this slant is longer developing, which means we got to hang in there. We got to hang in there. We've got more rushers. We're expecting only one DB to come. We've got everybody, right? We can't slide too far because we have this cornerback blitzing. We've got this. So we got to slide just enough away from the throw, put it on the slant, and make something out of nothing. So, that's just awesome stuff, and we'll get into the creation stuff now. With the creation aspect, we'll go through runs later. These are just times where he made throws, except for one we'll slip in at the end, and we'll show those towards the end of the video. But it's just one when it's not there, right? He buys time, and then makes throws like the ones that you're seeing right now. He's really strong. Like, he's able to make throws while being tackled, which we'll go through. So let's get into it. That first one is that one you just saw, right? Duke is getting their guys laid on the field. They might have too many. Yeah, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They have 13 men on the field. So they're able to cover a lot of grass, and you could imagine that ain't shit open when you got 13 guys on the field and they're only doing a 4-man rush. I know this guy ends up getting off the field, or these two guys, but still nobody open, right? So we buy time, right? We're sitting. Okay, now we got pressure. Now these late additions to the field just ran right through open. All right, now I got to run. Am I going to run? Nope. Keep my eyes up and deliver a nice throw. I saw FSU bring Braden Fisk on the field late, and he had a big play. Maybe that's like a new strategy, is bring your defensive lineman on late, just full speed. Actually not. All right, next play versus NC State. That blitz we looked at, right? They're going to send it again. So they're sending 7. So you get 4-on-4 coverage. Now we're already rolling out, right? Ideally, you want to throw this, right? And sometimes the creation stuff comes on plays where you should have thrown the ball. Because ideally, this is here, right? You should throw this. But he knows he's got man coverage. He's got leverage. And he's going to make a throw to his guy. And it ends up and being 6 points instead of a first down or a 2nd and short. Right? Rolling to our left. You see that arm angle. Let your guy make a play and you end up getting 6 on it instead. Here versus South Carolina. Just no one's going to be open for the most part on this. Right? We escape out of the pocket. Make a guy miss. Bam, put in a throw. Now you can argue that we're reading this out here, right? You're reading this. You could possibly throw this, but I don't know. You could get back to here, right? But hey, we create. And you see the throw, right? They're rushing too. Keep our eyes downfield. Eyes are always downfield. Keep your eyes downfield. Find somebody. Bam. Right between 2 defenders. Good stuff. Here versus I usually don't leave this in the film, but I want to show this. The score is 46-42. Drake Maye's offense has scored a lot of points, but now with the fourth quarter, 3 minutes left, is 3rd and 17. So what is Georgia Tech going to do? We're going to make sure you don't get to the sticks. We know you're probably going to go for on 4th down, but we're just making sure you're not going to get to the sticks. We're going to rush 3. All right, we're going to rush 3. We're going to drop 8 coverage. And we're going to sit in the pocket. We're going to find something. And boom, we hit Devontae Walker. Right? Awesome. All right, let's go through this. You could possibly throw this seam, but that's a tough throw. You're going to get your guy killed. You could possibly throw this, but this could get intercepted. Do you want to throw to the checks? Well, if the check is going to be there, right? Ideally, you probably throw to that. But now you got time. Here comes Devontae Walker across the field. Bam. Hit it on him. Good stuff, right? Good stuff, right? We're down by 4 with 3 minutes left. 3rd and 17. Drake Maye just converted. Maybe he should have thrown some of those throws. Awesome. Bam. Nope. Wrong. Fumble. Right? And that's why I'm not using Drake Maye's win-loss record against him. Here versus Duke. Another one where he maybe should have thrown this ball. This is a 4th down and 4th down and 4. And this throw at the bottom of the screen, right? This is where you want to get this ball to. The corner does, a good job being patient on this. But I wonder if, because you see Drake Maye, he goes to throw it. But he stumbles out of it, right? See how there's that little bit of stumble on that? And he just doesn't want to throw that because, it's at the sticks. It'd be a first down if it completed, but you might allow the Duke player to get in. So he doesn't throw it. I don't know exactly what the thinking process behind it, but maybe that's what it was. But instead, we don't throw it. Oh, shit. We're getting tackled. Nope. I'm strong. Get that ball out. Now we got 1st and goal instead of a turnover on downs in the red zone. Here, This is a 2-point conversion. I can't remember if this is 4th and goal or 2-point conversion. Anyways, we want to throw this screen, and Drake Maye sees the defense, and like, nope, he's closing in. I'm probably not going to throw that. So let's create. Let's run. Nope, let's throw the ball in the back of the end zone. It's not there. Keep my eyes up. We got someone coming across the back of the end zone, tossing the ball, scored. Here, duking this mugged up look. They drop one back. There's pressure. You don't have any quick answers to this. So we got to create. We got pressure. We got to create. We hit a throw. Getting tackled. Buy yourself some time. Nice throw. I thought about not putting this one on the play. On this because it's illegal. It's highly illegal. But UNC has 10 men on the field. Nope. They've got 11. 11. And we've got an unblocked rusher, Dwayne Carter, who can hit too. And Drake Maye throws it. Here, it's highly illegal. It doesn't count. But just kind of wanted to show off he gets knocked. Like, he gets knocked good. Still makes that throw. If he doesn't... Maybe if this player was over here, this player is not unblocked. That's not Dwayne Carter. This player is not unblocked, and you can get this touchdown. But it doesn't count, and they had to kick a field goal. And then here, right, we're going to run this QB draw. Just some gamer in them, right? We're getting tackled. Pitch it back to your back. Instead of a 1-yard gain, we get ourselves a nice 15-yard gain. I want to just let the film run and let you watch some of his just inaccurate throws as we go through it, because there is quite a bit, right? There's a handful every game. There's sometimes like this NC State game where he had like 5 or 6. You want to talk it away, right? And say, oh, it's footwork. It's not always footwork. Like, sometimes the footwork comes into play. That could be taught, but you also have to really work to improve your footwork. Or you could look at other guys like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, who, hey, those guys had accuracy issues coming in. They fixed it. They're not perfect now, but they fixed it. And I do think Drake Maye will get better at this. I don't think he's ever going to just go through an entire season where he's the most dead-on accurate quarterback. But we see all like the good enough amount of throws where you can live with him just missing a guy on a vertical at times. But there's times where guys are wide ass open, like right here. I mean, we're wide open. Put that ball on him type of stuff. So you can't just say, oh, well, he's going to get better. He's going to clean up the footwork. That's not a guarantee. Like, bad decisions, which we're going to go through, next in all this. Quarterbacks have bad decisions, right? Like, and especially aggressive quarterbacks on, teams with bad talent and bad offensive scheming. But you can't just paint everything away. It's like, oh, well, it's going to get better, because it may not. But let's go through a couple misses paired with not the best throw, decision in the first place. Here versus South Carolina, right? We're going to have this slot fade. This corner has inside leverage. This guy doesn't even have a name on the back of his jersey. Can't be the most talented guy in the world. And they're going to blitz us, right? So we want to throw this slot fade, which, hey, this is the throw that we should make here. It's a good decision. It's not the best throw because of the way the corner's playing this. But there's one thing that we cannot do on this. We cannot throw this on the inside shoulder of a wide receiver. If we miss, it has to be on the outside, because you can't let the corner make a play on it. And that's exactly what he does. And it ends up being an interception. Now, it's, the wide receiver could have made a better play on this ball. But this ball needs to be out here, right? Instead, your receiver's trying to adjust. This corner's not that good, right? Where he would have just been able to make a play on it first, but wide receiver's not able to make a play on it. It gets tipped up, and you get an interception. And then this next throw versus Duke, you're backed up in your red zone. You got to be safe with the ball. Right, and hey, I understand on this play there's going to be pressure, right? Like, we've got someone coming down the pipe. But he pairs a bad decision with a even worse throw, where we just sailed this over a receiver's head. First things first, right? This is not ever going to be here. This is not going to be here. Next, so it's a 1, 2, 3 pure progression, right? So number 2, that's not really there either. You have this player here. Yes, is he taking away some of his leverage? Absolutely, but he's here. Like, you got to wait to see him bail, and you have this safety to know that he's not going to bail, and he's got your eyes on the QB. And I understand he has pressure, but you should see this and this comment and get to the 3. Get to the 3 right here, and it's there, right? It may not be a completion. It's not wide ass open, but it's 100% the right decision on this. And not only do we make a bad decision, we sail this over our receiver's head. All right, and I get it. We've got pressure. We got someone at our feet. But there's no excuse for misses like that. I mean, that's 10 feet over his head. I mean, the guy behind him couldn't even tip it up, like, trying to do a Jordan impersonation. So, like, the misses, they're not the biggest worry in the world because you've seen guys who put in the work get better at it. But I do think it's going to be a somewhat part of his game. As far as other bad decisions, there's a handful that we'll go through right here. Like, he definitely has, I don't even want to say a fair share. Like, I think it's more just the inaccuracies than just flat out bad decisions that, create, turnover worthy plays. And then we'll, after we do look through these 5 throws, we're going to look at him process the field really good in like some, quick game, hit in the middle of the field, and even some deep stuff, outside of the creation or just throwing the ball vertically or, making plays with your legs. So, but let's go through these 5 plays because they are they can be very consequential. Here versus South Carolina, this ends up being an interception. And again, so that play versus Clemson, right, where we talked about where he faded in the pocket and threw the ball deep into touchdown, right? This is very similar to that, right, where you've got the deep post. This is a 1, 2, 3 read. Now, I don't know why this split is so wide if you're trying to get to that, and maybe I'm wrong on this, right, because you would like him to get into that line of vision a little quicker, but you immediately see this is gone. By the way, the safety playing, this is most likely gone. So instead of getting back to this read quicker, though, we scramble, right? Because if you hang in there, if you just, look at this, hang in there. Like, he's got pressure, but we saw how he deals with pressure. This is there, right? Like, you've got a man coverage look. By the way, you see this safety roll down with the motion man. We know we've got man coverage all across the board. This should be there, so you should get back to it. Instead, we want to roll out and make that a little bit of an easier throw, but instead, it just allows this corner to fight back for inside leverage and turns into an interception. Right? Instead of just hanging in here and finding that backside throw and throwing it, we end up throwing an interception. Here versus Clemson, these 2 next plays were really big deals. This one, they're down by 11 with 4 minutes left. We're going to run the hitch on the outside, a slant from the slot, and this should have been an interception. I mean, this linebacker, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., is just getting in the lane, right? Like, that's what he's doing. And we're not pressured where we're trying to force this throw. You could still make this throw, but do something to move him out, right? Use a little shoulder fake on the hitch, or you could simply just throw the hitch. I know it's not the best. Like, I would rather throw this one too, but this goes into the linebacker's hands. It's hot, so he's not able to catch it. And that's in his hands. It's hard to see on this film, but that's right through his hands. This next play is the drive before they're down by 17. With 8 minutes left, a 3rd and 2, and I get it. You want to force it, but it's there, right? And pre-snap, we're looking at this. So this is, we're running this flat, running the corner, and then this right here, right? So we're trying to get this open for where he throws it right here, right? We're trying to bring him outside, and he's playing this outside leverage. So I think pre-snap, and he's thinking, all right, he's either playing deep corner or out here. And then this corner would play outside leverage. This is here, right? This is here. He's reading this. This is here. Throw it. Now, maybe this is not part of the play, right? Maybe this is all simply just, hey, spacing. This is what we're going to get versus this look. But instead of throwing this, we force it, and that almost another interception on 3rd and 2 down 17, or 3rd and goal at the 2. So, like, I mean, those are big. They ended up scoring the next play, but still, those are big, big plays. Here versus Duke, they end up blitzing this linebacker, or blitzing this corner, ends up working out for them because they get a defensive holding penalty. But we've got this corner blitz, right? It looks like we'll get it pre-snap. Do what he did for, in those plays we talked about versus the blitz. You've got the blitz. You want to throw hot. This is your hot route right here. Right? This is your hot. But you have this linebacker. You can either do something like we told, shoulder fake to get him out of this window and he ends up rushing with you. He's spying. Or, slide your feet and buy yourself some time. But this should be here. Right? You can move this linebacker and get this throw. Instead, we scramble. We throw a ball. Hey, I like the aggressiveness, but it's a mistake nonetheless. Want to look at him processing now with versus different coverages, man, and it's really nice. Like, we looked at some of the mistakes he had, but the amount of, it's like an 8 to 9 to 10 to 1 ratio of like great read, and then you have your simple mundane throws. Like, it's crazy. Like, some of these not crazy, but it's really good. A lot better than quarterbacks who are lauded as pro ready, and people say Drake Maye needs to sit. So let's go through it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plays. After all these plays that we've went through, here's 12 plays of him just processing really well and then having the arm talent to get it done. Here in the red zone versus Georgia Tech, we've got a trips 3x1 set. We're going to bang it in the end zone. All right, so they've got these two safeties. They're going to match up, right? We match up here. We match up here, right? So this isn't part of what we're doing. They're matching up here. This safety is playing this side of the field. So now we know we have this window for this post route. We have this window, which means we have to get it past this player. We have to read this player's leverage. Right? If this player turned his hips the other way and played inside, we'd bang it in on this seam. Not as good as a high chance of a throw. Or maybe we don't even throw because he doesn't get open. But we're going to see it. We've got a clean pocket. Bam! Fired in there. You'll see it from the other angle. That's just a really good understanding of what the defense is doing and what your offense is calling. Here again versus Georgia Tech. Like a mirrored concept. Like a formal verse with the hitches on the outside. And then the slot receivers are going to run either a corner post or a post corner. So we look to this side first, right? Because we have 3 for 2, 3 for 2, and then this one player here for the back. So we look to the right first because this player works with the back, right? We're going away from the back. They're bracketing this. We're not throwing the hitch, right? So we see that immediately. All right, let's flip to the backside. What do we have? We can make this deep. We can make this far field hitch throw, right? But let's read what this safety's leverage is first, right? They're in a cover 4 coverage. Let's read this safety's leverage because this corner's not part of this. We're going to run this corner post. We get him out there. All right, there it is. There it is. Put in there, and it looks like a wide open throw, but it's just a good read with that player getting wide open. And shows what he can do when he's got a clean pocket, right? We showed all the stuff versus pressure. We've seen the creating when stuff's not there, but when stuff is there, he reads it really, really well. Here versus cover 2. All right, we've got a small window. Right, this outside receiver looks to be clouded because of this safety. We have this player occupying the middle of the field. This is 3rd and long. We've got this area of the field. He's occupying these defenders. Banging in there, and he ends up dropping it. Now, you could, And again, we're reading this safety's leverage. Obviously now, oh, this safety's playing the inside, and you say, well, you could throw it here. But this is not really part of the progression when you get that look. Put it in there, and your receiver ends up dropping it. Perfect timing. Good ball. And he's just not able to bring it in. Here versus NC State, we're going to run a post wheel versus cover 3. Or a 3 deep zone, right? This player's not going to drop back. He's going to play the flats. So we've got a 3 deep zone, right? So versus a 3 deep zone, what area of the field should we have? Right here when we're running this. This player is running off this defender. We want to make sure that this defender isn't, biting on this. He's not. He goes with it. He's playing the flat, right? And so now we're reading this defender. If he comes down here, we throw this. If he falls it, we throw underneath. Put it in there for a nice hole shot. Clean pocket. Good read. Good throw. Here, another drop touchdown. Going to be in a cover 6. Or, a 3 deep zone. This player bails. He's playing the flat. So again, they're clouding this. They're doubling this. Well, guess what? This safety is playing over here, so we're just playing off of this safety, right? We've got our eyes on this safety. If he comes over here, we're going to this player most likely turns this into a seam, but he doesn't. Fire it in there. Drop touchdown. And we're reading that middle field safety. That should be 6, and he's not able to bring it in. Here versus Clemson. We're looking down at the bottom. We've got a smash concept, high-low. Right? It looks like pre-snap, it looks like it'll be there, right? It looks like this area of the field will be there, right? You get this player in bail. They're in a 3 deep zone. But this player does a really good job. He covers it. It's not there, right? We're seeing, okay, he's not bailing. This is not going to be there. This route took way too long to get open. So let's get off of it. We've got the drag. We know that's there. We know these linebackers drop back. Get it in there. Simple. Processing what the defense is doing and taking what they're giving you. They're going to run a nickel blitz and a cover 4 coverage. We're going to run dagger up top. Right? Now we don't have this receiver that you usually have in dagger, but we have this clear out and then the dig route right here. So who are we reading? Right? Now we've got this pressure, so we've got to get this ball out. Who are we reading? We're reading him. As soon as he turns his hips on this, we're firing on there. We don't care that he's trying to bait us in there. We're cutting this off short enough at 12 yards on 3rd and 12. Step up in the pocket. Fire it in there. First down. 3rd and 12 turns into a first down. Clean pocket versus that blitz. Good stuff. Here versus Duke. This one's not as impressive, but we get the motion. They chase. Man coverage. They mess up this coverage. Even though we got pressure. Wide open touchdown. This one's less impressive, but I put it on there. Right? We've got pressure. Avoid the hit. Touchdown. Here. Motion again. Right? We're in man coverage. We're running play action. We've got this whip route down here. This is going to get open. Right now, I don't know if the route is if this player bails, you just turn it into a slant. But you've got that man coverage. Really good whip route by the receiver. Maybe gets a little bit of a push off. We step up in the pocket, put it on him. Drop touchdown on 3rd and goal. Right, we know where we're going. Should be another 6 points. Drop by your receiver on 3rd and goal. Versus NC State. Going to get pressure. Going to throw this corner. All right, we're running that flood concept. It's a 1, 2, 3 read. This is not there. There's really nothing there. We could get back to this. But we trust this receiver's got the leverage. He does. We deliver the throw. If he doesn't get that, we throw that drag from the backside underneath. Right, if it's not there, we'll get off of it, right? But we step up in the pocket. Nice, easy completion. Here, a man blitz. Hit the backside dig. We're reading this first. We could throw this, but we don't love it. They're blitzing, so which means we got man coverage across the board. This safety plays this. Well, let's get to the backside dig. Fire it in there. Chunk play. Get through your progressions. Bam. Here versus Georgia Tech. Again, a flood, different type of that flood concept of backside. Right? We have the deep is actually coming from the backside of this, right? We're coming across the field. We've got it versus man coverage. But this safety bails. Right? So this safety is not going to be covering this area of the field. You've got man coverage up here. Like he's reading that safety. You could pull this throw, but you've got this, right? You've read that safety. This is your first read on it. Puts a great ball on him. 30 plus yard play. Right? The stuff, even within a clean pocket. Good ability to maneuver, find a window, put it on him. Good stuff. So you just see consistently like good processing. Obviously there's bad plays that we went through, but there's just so much good. We'll finish off with some of his running ability. Obviously, he's a really good athlete. He's not Jaden Daniels or anything, but he can scoot. So I'll just let that play. I don't think you guys need me to break down how this guy can run, but I can finish it off with saying, I think you can see, I think this guy is a legit franchise quarterback option. I think if he's the quarterback one in most draft classes, obviously Caleb Williams is looked at as number one, and I agree with that, but damn near every other draft class over the last 7 years, he would be QB1, or at least in the conversation for it. I think he's a lot closer to Caleb than Jaden Daniels or JJ McCarthy are to Drake Maye. And I just gave you almost an hour worth of film on why. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Like and subscribe to the channel, all that other good stuff. We have a film breakdown out of JJ McCarthy and Malik Neighbors on this channel. We'll have one out of Rome Odunze in the next week or so. And then in our JM football channel, we have draft breakdowns of a bunch of other players. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out all our draft coverage, the podcast, all of that. Check out the QB draft preview. Appreciate you guys very much. We will see you on the next one. Hopefully Drake Maye is a Giants quarterback. If he's not, until then, let's go Big Blue.